Car insurance. So this is something that a huge passion of mine. I don't like paying for car insurance. Who does? Who gets their premium and yay, let's pay for car insurance. I don't think anybody's like that, but it's so important. So many times people are in accidents and the at-fault driver has little or no insurance coverage, and our clients come to us and we ask, do you have car insurance? And the answer is yes. And we say, great, what type of coverages do you have? And they say, we have full coverage. So that's awesome. What does that mean? What types of coverage do you have and what are the limits? And then our client's like, I have no idea. And we're like, oh, okay. Well, let's find out. So I want to talk for a little bit about how to make sure you have the right types of coverage and how do you make sure you have enough coverage, all right? So car insurance can mean different things, all right? There's all different types of car insurance that's available. There's liability, which is the only coverage that's required by law. That means if you're in an accident and someone says it's your fault, you have to, in Indiana, have $25,000 of liability coverage to pay for whoever was hurt because of your negligence. All right? So by law in Indiana, that's the only coverage you have to have is liability, $25,000 of coverage. There's also, though, all these other types of insurance coverage that you can have under a car insurance policy, such as collision coverage, which means that you're in a wreck and your vehicle's damaged, all right? Do you have collision insurance coverage to pay for that? There's comprehensive, which can cover like if someone, a vandal or someone keys your car. There's medical payments coverage, which will pay for your medical bills up to the MedPay limit, regardless of who's at fault. And people say, well, I've got health insurance. I don't need MedPay. Well, but with your health insurance coverage, often there's a deductible and a copay. And so unless you want to be paying those out of pocket, it's good to have some medical payments coverage. In other states, instead of medical payments coverage, they have what's called PIP, which is similar to medical payments coverage in Indiana. There's uninsured motorist coverage, meaning the at-fault driver didn't have any insurance coverage at all, then you would look to your policy under the uninsured motorist coverage. There's underinsured motorist coverage, different than uninsured. Uninsured is UM, underinsured is UIM. So with UIM coverage, that's where the at-fault driver causes the accident and you obtain their policy limit for their liability coverage. Then you would look to your own car insurance coverage under the underinsured motorist limit, the UIM. And so that's if, let's say, your damages and everything make your case worth $100,000. The at-fault driver only had $25,000 in coverage. You get that policy limit tendered. Now you can look to your own car insurance and make that UIM claim. So most people don't understand that. They don't understand that there's all these different types of coverages and what the limits are. And they certainly don't know what types of coverage they have or what the limits are. And there's reasons for this. And my thought is that there's so much competition now with insurance companies to sell you, a policy and have it be a low premium. So you have insurance companies that you can do online or that you can call. You don't even need an agent. And then when you go to an agent, sometimes that agent feels pressure because they're like, well, I don't want to quote them for all of these different coverages and these limits that they may need because the premium will be more, and then they may not go with me. They may go with, somewhere that has a cheaper premium, even though it may not have all the coverages they need. And so what you want to do is you want to have a conversation with someone, me, a lawyer, an agent, and you want to ask questions. You want to be like, what types of coverages does this policy have? What are the limits on these different coverages? Do I need more? Can I afford more? Okay? In addition to that underlying car insurance, there's a type of insurance called an umbrella policy. And an umbrella policy does not afford you additional types of coverages, but it lifts the underlying limits. And so and sometimes it's only a couple $100 more a year to get an umbrella policy where it will lift, let's say, your UIM coverage from $250,000 up to $1 million. And so if you're where you can afford it and you're making a good wage and you can afford these insurance coverages and these higher limits, then that will help guard and protect you if you're in an accident and someone causes it that either doesn't have insurance or doesn't have enough to pay all of your damages. So car insurance is so important, and it is a little bit of a pain, but if you take the time to educate yourself and be informed and ask the right questions, you and your family are going to be better protected.